This video is brought to you by StoneAgeGamer.com. It's where I go for my gaming accessories, systems, and more. So be sure to check out StoneAgeGamer.com, link in description. Hey guys, how's it going? This is John with Gamester81.com. This episode I'll be reviewing the GCW Zero handheld system. Now this came out last year, and for those who don't know what the system is basically a handheld that will enable you to play ROMs through emulators. So it can play Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, among a bunch of other really cool emulators. This came out last year, and how this handheld came to be was through a guy named Justin Barwick. He was a Dingu reseller. Now, for those who don't know what a Dingu is, I know it's kind of a weird name. It's actually a handheld very similar to this that also plays emulators. And he saw that there were a lot of things that the Dingu couldn't do, and there's a really strong community. And so he got feedback. He did a Kickstarter last year. In fact, he raised over $230,000 through Kickstarter last year to put this together. So he sold over 1,600 units. Now, this is available on thinkgeek.com. I'll put a link below in case you guys are interested. One thing I really like about this handheld is not only what it can do, but the price. It's definitely reasonable. It's only $150, which I think is a good deal, considering that a while ago I did a review on this Pandora handheld. This thing actually went for close to $600 and does very much the similar thing. So for a quarter of the price, you can pick up the GCW Zero, and yeah, that's a good thing, absolutely. So let me talk about a little bit about what the specifications are on the side here. Here's the box. It's actually got a really nice box here. It comes in two colors. It comes in black, as shown on the box here, and it also comes in white. So even though my box shows it's black, I actually have a white unit, which I'm going to review here in a second. I'm going to go over the specifications real quick. It can display 320 by 240, 4.3, 3.5-inch LCD screen, which is nice. It runs off operating system is Linux 3.x, Open Dingex. Also, the RAM is DDR2, 512 megabytes of RAM. Internal memory is 16 gigs of internal memory. Card slot, so it can actually has a micro SD card slot, can hold up to 32 gigs, or you can get a micro SD XC card slot, which can hold up to 64 gigs. So in addition to those 16 gigs of internal memory, you can expand up to 64 gigs, which is a great feature. It has a mini USB out, 2.4 OTG, a mini HDMI, 1.3 out. It has a 3.5 millimeter earphone, mic, stereo speakers, analog TV out slot, a G sensor vibration, FM radio. It has a Wi-Fi capability, so basically the Wi-Fi, you can connect it through FTP through your computer. Now, currently it only works through Windows-based operating systems. So if you have a Mac or you run Linux, it will not work currently. And one thing I want to mention though is even though it's only currently available for working with Windows currently, I know they're working on updating it where it will work with other operating systems. So also the dimensions, well, the weight is 8 ounces or 225 grams, and the battery life lasts around 7 to 10 hours of gameplay, which I think is really good. It's a lithium battery, rechargeable. You can charge it through either AC adapter, or you can charge it through USB through your computer, which is great. So it takes about 2 hours to fully charge from a dead battery. So again, that's not too bad of a deal. On the back here has some screenshots of some games. There are some built-in games that comes with. A lot of them are just kind of hacks of other games, but there's some original games, which I'm going to show you here later in the review. And then later on, I'm going to show you some gameplay, of course, and share my final thoughts. So here's a closer look, guys. I'm going to show you an unboxing of the unit and show you kind of what it looks like, what comes with this package for $150. Website is www.gcw-zero.com. I'll put a link below. You guys can check it out. Let's open this up. You get kind of a quick guide here, a quick start guide. Kind of shows you what all the buttons do. Okay. And it's also available in English, and it looks like it's available in German. You have a declaration of conformity. It's also included. Okay. Here is what the handheld actually looks like. As I mentioned before, mine is white, but also comes in black. It's got the sticker here. Make sure you don't throw it away. It's got this trash with an X to it, so don't throw it in the garbage. Whatever you do, don't throw it in the garbage. We'll take a closer look at this here in a second. I've already opened this up, so It's kind of a mess in here, but it comes in a lot better shape than this, trust me. Because of the pouch here, a velvet feeling pouch, which is nice, but I wouldn't recommend traveling with this as your own protection for it because it still could get damaged even if it's in the case. But it's nice that it has that. Here's the cord, the USB cord, to hook up the system to your computer. You can charge it through this, and you can actually download your files through this through a file manager. Now it works through a FTP file sharing program through your Windows. So it supports currently Windows XP, Windows 7, and Windows 8 with plans to work with other operating systems in the near future. Has an HDMI out, which is nice. It also has an AV out as well, which works through connects through your headphone jack. All right. Now, currently, none of that is available. It doesn't work currently. There's no firmware update to allow you to do either HDMI out or your AV out. And other things that doesn't currently support is the rumble feature. It doesn't support that quite yet. It doesn't support FM radio quite yet. A microphone or the APV support. None of that's supported yet, but they are working on that. And as I mentioned before in this video, there's a really strong community, and they will fix that and adjust that, which is cool. It comes with this dongle here, which is neat. This is basically kind of USB dongle, so you can actually connect other possible controllers to it, among other devices, which is nice. All right, it works through a mini USB. And here is your power adapter. All right, and right now this is the US power adapter. Okay. Here is the handheld itself. It's got a nice 3.5-inch screen. Here's where the micro SD card actually goes into. And you got to make sure that the data strips are actually pointing up for that. This is DC, where this is where you plug into for your AC adapter, micro USB. This is where you power it on. You can lock it as well. You have R and L, right and left bumpers. HDMI out, TV out. This is where also your headphones would plug into, among other devices. This is where your microphone works, but doesn't currently use that as of now. Notice that there's no volume wheel or anything like that. No volume up and down. To do the volume, you have to basically hold this up and push up and down on the D-pad. Now, a couple things I like about this. I like the weight. I like the feel. It feels really steady. The buttons feel nice. Start and select actually click really good. You got this analog stick here, but notice how it kind of turns and spins here. Not a big fan of that. D-pad, I think, is probably the weakest thing of the system. It actually rubs against the unit. And I've heard you actually put some like silicone gel in there, and that helps a lot. But yeah, that's kind of an issue. And it's not a huge issue, but just want to let you guys know more about that. Well, guys, that concludes part 1 on my review over the GCW Zero handheld. Part 2, I'll put a link here. I'm going to include some gameplay, show you how some of the emulators work, show you some built-in games are available for it, as well as show you where the applications are. In addition, I'm going to share my final thoughts. If you guys want to stay in touch, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as my website, Gamester81 below. I'll put links below. I appreciate you guys subscribing. We'll see you guys soon. Take care. Happy gaming.